SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Welcome in, everybody, on this special edition of the Rebel Report. My name is Michael Borky. Wow, what a finish in basketball. Are you kidding me? I did not anticipate, and hopefully we'll talk more about this tomorrow on the live stream. Forgive me for missing last night, but wanted to bring you something to make up for it. And my plan was just to talk portal recruiting. We're still going to do that. That's what the point of the episode is. But Ole Miss basketball, not quite dead yet. Still, because of the non-conference, they're on a bit of life support at the moment. But, man, back-to-back wins against a good Missouri team. And then an overtime win, Patton Pinkins, the game winner. Unbelievable for Ole Miss tonight in their win over Georgia. AJ Storr, really good tonight. Dia sat most of the second half, and in overtime, thought you got, obviously, again, AJ Storr was awesome. He had 27 points on 38 minutes, by the way, 11 of 22 from the field, and 8 rebounds to go with 4 assists and 3 steals. He was awesome. Patton Pinkins, the hero, he was 7 of 9 from the field in this game, guys. 7 of 9 from the field. I thought you also got really good minutes from Travis Perry, obviously, when he makes 4 threes. He was helpful, especially defensively. Had a big steal mixed in there as well. And then I thought he got some good minutes out of Corey Chest. He only scored 6 points, but made both of his free throws, had 9 boards, a pair of blocks, and a steal. So when you win a game like that, that was a 14-2 Georgia team on the road, a Georgia team that does not shoot the three particularly well, but they did tonight. Cooled off a little bit late in the game. They made, half their threes at the half, I think. Here, let me see if I can. No, they don't have the splits right now up. Anyway, maybe I could refresh and get there. No, they still don't have those up yet because the game literally just finished. But anyway, Georgia made a bunch of threes early. I mean, Wilkinson was like 5 of 7 or something from one point. He finished his 6 of 12 from 3. But that was a physical Georgia team, a game that really should not fit into Ole Miss's style, and yet they matched up well, and they played well, and they made shots, and, man, they're not dead yet. They are not quite dead yet. Still have a long way to go if they want to start playing meaningful basketball, but, there's life with that basketball program right now. So glad you guys are here talking portal recruiting. Please don't forget to subscribe to the podcast feed. If you're listening on YouTube, pull out your phone, your favorite podcast app, search Rebel Report, and subscribe and leave a rating and a review. Please subscribe, though, to the podcast feed. And this edition of the show is brought to you by Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance, Home, Auto, Life, Business. Home, Auto, Life, Business. They're more than just a local insurance agent. They will go above and beyond to deliver award-winning insurance services for you. Give them a call, 601-823-3500. 601-823-3500. Logan Smith, Shelter Insurance, anywhere in Mississippi. Home, auto, life, and business. Go see Logan Smith today. So last night, we were going to talk about Delano Townsend, the Ole Miss guard that hit the transfer portal, pulled himself out of the transfer portal despite some heavy pursuit from other schools. There was some drama. Obviously, there was some drama in this, but as you're seeing across the board, really, with offensive line recruiting, the availability of plug and play, boom, this guy's a no-doubter offensive lineman that can contribute to a team that can compete for a championship. There's not many out there. The ones that are available are still in developmental mode. And so when he hit the portal, there was some people that were like, his Pro Football Focus grade, it's not that good, or we'll just go get another one out of the portal. I don't think that you can replace the continuity that he would provide. I mean, a starter on your offensive line, your interior 3 expected to come back. Bryson Sanders had some surgery today. He'll probably miss spring, but he'll be fine for the season. But returning 60% of your offensive line, knowing both of your tackles are off to the NFL, I thought was a very important thing and a big selling point for why this team should be good going into 2026. And him leaving, I thought, would have been a big blow. I know, they've got visitors coming up. I know they already signed Kern from LSU. They've got Terez Davis on roster, and things like that. But you just don't want to lose a starter on the offensive line that contributed to winning the way that he did. So whoever got it done, whether it was John Garrison or whether it was Pete Golding himself, to lock that down, to prevent him from going to one of the many suitors that he had, and to get him to pull his name out of the portal, regardless of the drama associated with that, is a big win for Ole Miss. They needed that to happen, and they made it happen, and good on them for doing that. They still need offensive line help. They've got some visitors coming after the dead period ends, and you hope that they are able to add there. Obviously, the Devin Harper thing is still going on. Everybody from the Ole Miss side is saying that there's some kind of buyout associated. So if he were to go somewhere else, at least Ole Miss will get some money in return. But in the era of the transfer portal, that you're just not going to keep literally everybody that you want. No team does. Ole Miss is not immune to that. It stinks because I think he would have slid right into a starting spot. It stinks because of where he's going to end up, although he is from Louisiana. But it is this era, and you have to expect some things like this to happen. But now, if the reporting is true on the contract, you'll get some money in return for losing him. So at least there is that. So that was last night. Ultimately, good news for Ole Miss. They also added what I would call an insurance policy on the offensive line with Troy Everett, an interior guy, played a lot of college football, hasn't been able to stay healthy, unfortunately for him. But I think that somebody like him can be very helpful, not only just for veteran presence, apparently a guy that is well respected within a locker room, but a lot of experience as well if somebody does, in fact, get hurt. So that was a good add for Ole Miss. That's what we were supposed to talk about yesterday. Now, today, you have got some drama. And what I will caution you, because we got a million texts on the radio show about some Twitter account that doesn't have a name attached to it that claims that they wrote for all these publications in the past, and very clearly just reading message boards and stealing that information and sensationalizing it and putting it on Twitter. That's not the best place to go for information, is that. So, although apparently there is some truth, it was just lifted from a message board and just posted anonymously on Twitter. Stick to the people that you know for information, not anonymous Twitter accounts. But there is reportedly a hang-up with TJ Dottery, the Ole Miss linebacker. Has not announced his recommitment, re-signing, whatever. There might be some news by the time you guys are listening to this, good or bad, but just as of this recording, the second the basketball game ends, there is no news on that front. There's Twitter banter and message board conversation. I'm not really concerned with the why necessarily. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Where I come from is I think simply you need him back. And maybe there is a price point that other schools in the SEC have gotten to that you are not willing to get to. But they're working at the linebacker position. But as of right now, there's not a whole lot of depth there. And you already had a situation where he had to play every snap of almost every game this season. And losing him, you really have a lack of playable depth in the linebacker room. Even worse off than what you had this past season. There's still time to add, but I've seen too many people say that he sucks or it doesn't matter. You can go get another one of him in the portal. Like, whatever, let him leave. He is extremely important to that team. You guys know about the calls already, the getting everybody lined up. I'm not saying that he's an All-American. He's not. He's not the best linebacker in the world. He's not the best linebacker that has played football for Ole Miss in the past. But he is very important. And a guy like him at that position, I think where Ole Miss failed is the requirement to to play him every single snap. He shouldn't be an every snap linebacker. Part of me wonders if the volume of snaps contributes to at times to him getting washed, especially like in run defense. But he is a good player, and there aren't many guys like him in the portal anywhere for anybody to get. But an experienced SEC linebacker that was very vocal during the Kiffin drama in defense of the team, and is important with his understanding and continuity of the defense. And he is not a bad player. Too many people are just like, well, he sucks, no big deal. It's not no big deal. A guy that's been basically an Iron Man for you, that plays the position. He's a good college linebacker. He's not great. His chances to play at the next level probably will rely a lot on his ability to play special teams, but that's not nothing. And so if they lose him, it's a big loss. It's a lot of tackles. It's a lot of experience. It's a big presence that they would be missing. And I don't think that's nothing. So in my opinion, you hope they work that out. And they still need to add at the position, regardless of what happens there. I know that it's been reported that other SEC schools are in the mix. We'll see how that ends. I mean, the portal will close by the time most of you are listening to this tomorrow. And so until he gets in, it's working itself out. We will see. We'll get to the portal commitments from today after I tell you the podcast is brought to you in part by Priority One Bank. They make you their priority every single day with their online banking platform. It's a one-stop shop. All you need is an internet connection, and you can do whatever it is that you need to do with your money, because that's what they do at Priority One Bank. Again, 16 locations, local loan servicing and decision-making. Bank with me at Priority One Bank. You got two Sharks today, and both of them wide receivers. And I think, I don't know if they're done at the position. I think it depends on whether or not Caden Lee decides to stay. Apparently that's still up in the air. But they got two big-bodied receivers today. It starts with Isaiah Spencer. He started his career at Jackson State, ended up at Virginia Tech. He is actually from my backyard. Madison Central is where he went to high school, and now he is on his way back to Mississippi. Again, he's big, 6'2", has grown a lot in college, did not have a great year, but Virginia Tech was basically a disaster. He's a big-bodied receiver. In 2024, put up over 600 yards receiving. I would not judge this book by the stats on a horrible team with bad quarterback play that fired their coach. I don't know much about him, if I'm being fully transparent with you. I will say, though, I don't think that it's fair to just write him off as a bum because he didn't put up great numbers this year, even though he averaged 14 yards per catch. I don't think it's fair to call him a bum and not be excited about his potential just because he played on an awful Virginia Tech team this year. The other one, somebody that people have been talking about for a long time, Daryl Gill, the wide receiver from Syracuse. He's a 4-star receiver transfer. He's been talked about for a long time. He is another big-bodied receiver. He's listed at 6'3". He's got a lot of good tape against good teams. I don't know if he's a one-for-one replacement, but guys with this size they fit the mold that you're losing with Trey Wallace and Dejon Stribling being gone. And so now the receiver room starting to take shape a little bit. And don't forget, you have some reserves from last year's team that are sticking around as well. But between Deuce Alexander returning, which I think is really significant. I know people keep talking about Caleb Cunningham. I know he's super talented. Just got to see it on the field first. But between Deuce and these two, and also his name's escaping me. I have to scroll down a little bit. The Kentucky receiver that they added as well, Cameron Miller, who I think is a speedster, kind of like a one-of-one replacement for Winston Watkins. And if you can keep Caden Lee, you now should feel pretty darn good about the wide receiver position. So, and then finally Walker Howard, by the way. That does not the quarterback. Obviously, he was at LSU and at Ole Miss, then went to Louisiana, now coming back to Ole Miss. That's not an indicator about Chambliss at all. It's just a guy that'll be helpful in a lot of ways, but probably not on the field in meaningful game snaps. I would assume he's probably going to start positioning to start his coaching career as well. So that is your portal update. Also, Advantage Business Systems, by the way, absms.com. If you're a Mississippi business in the market for office technology, that's the website. Tell them I sent you. You'll get a complimentary office technology assessment. Any technology in the state of Mississippi, absms.com is the website. So that's your portal update for the day. We'll be live on Thursday to talk about everything actually live this time, but there's a little portal update for you. Really appreciate you guys being here. More news, I assume, by the time we go live tomorrow night. I will see you then.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.